from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We begin tonight with a developing story. There was a heavy police presence this afternoon at the Red Roof Inn in Fargo, where the body of a 23-year-old woman from Bismarck was found. The call came in around 1:15 this afternoon about a woman in distress at the motel. Emergency crews found her unresponsive. CPR was used to try and revive her, but was unsuccessful. We did ask investigators, but they aren't saying whether the death was medical or criminal in nature. No name has been released. Stick with Valley News Live on updates for this story. Authorities in Fergus Falls, Minnesota are asking the public's help in finding a missing vulnerable adult who appears to be hitchhiking at truck stops. Police say 27-year-old Shalia Helland left her group home last week and appears to be getting rides from truckers. She was last known to be at the Rogers truck stop outside of the Twin Cities on Friday morning. Authorities say that Helland walks very bow-legged and suffers from mental illness. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to call either 911 or Fergus Falls Police. That number's on your screen right now, 218-332-5555. A Moorhead man accused of rubbing hot sauce and cayenne pepper in the eyes of his 2-month-old daughter will undergo a mental health evaluation. Sean Foles is facing multiple felony child abuse charges from an incident in May where he allegedly put hot sauce and that cayenne pepper in his daughter's eyes and kept her from breathing until she turned blue. Foles' attorney filed the evaluation in Clay County Court, which was later approved by a judge. All court proceedings will be halted until the evaluation is complete. A Minnesota man is pleading guilty to animal mistreatment after 3 horses he was caring for were found dead southeast of White Earth. 42-year-old Michael Dahl of Ogama reached a plea agreement that dismissed 2 of the 3 felony charges against him. The White Earth Police Department was called after the bodies of the 3 horses were found in January. A representative of the Minnesota Board of Animal Health inspected the horses and found that they were likely killed by starvation or hypothermia. Dahl was then charged with 3 counts of felony animal mistreatment. A sentencing hearing is scheduled for November 4th. The former sheriff in Wells County, North Dakota, has cut a plea bargain. According to court documents, Johnny Lawson is scheduled to plead guilty. However, the exact charges are not known. Lawson was accused of using meth on the job and telling deputies to look the other way about it. He was originally charged with conspiracy to deliver meth, bribery, making false reports to law enforcement, and refusing to do his public duty. Those charges could land him in prison for up to 25 years. An 18-year-old from North Dakota is facing charges after authorities found meth, a firearm, and other drugs in his possession. Jacob Wangrud Eberhard of Jamestown has been charged with delivery of meth, possession with intent to deliver meth, and marijuana. He's being held on $3,000 bond. Our frosty morning gave way to a pretty decent day. Let's find out how quickly those temps will again be dropping tonight. Hutch?
Well, it does look like we'll be on our way down as the sun sets on our day, but we're not expecting anything this cold with morning temperatures in the low 20s in our eastern counties. It was certainly a freezing start to the day, but the sunshine and south wind has warmed things up. Clear skies across our entire area tonight. We'll see temperatures in the 40s for many of the dark hours this evening, and that wind will remain persistent at 5 to 15 miles per hour through the late evening and overnight hours, keeping us from getting quite so cold. I'll have details on warmer weather in your hour-by-hour forecast coming up here in just a few moments.
Warmer weather, we can appreciate that.
I do too.
Thanks. Halloween is 3 weeks away, and if you're not careful, your kids might get something more than a treat, something spookier that you didn't ask for. Doctors are seeing a jump in head lice, saying costume shopping is partly to blame. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson explains how you can avoid the scary little creatures.
A big one for kids this year.
For that one night, it's all about the costume.
We have this cute girl version of Pirates of the Caribbean Captain Jack.
Some buy brand new, others go for used. Either way, have you ever stopped to think how many people have tried on that same mask, wig, or hat?
We do have people regularly ask us if we do laundry in the back.
They can't possibly wash every single thing that gets put on the rack at Savers.
6,000 items a day, most of that is going to be clothing.
However, there are some laws and store inspection policies that might make you feel a little less itchy.
We don't put anything out on the floor that smells funny. We don't put anything out on the floor that has a major rip in it or a major stain on it. Some of the Halloween costumes are going to have a little bit more wear, but we make sure that nothing has any bugs on it.
If you bring a costume home and don't want to risk lice coming along too, either put it in the dryer on high for 45 minutes or do what Deanna Montgomery does with hats and wigs.
If you're concerned, just put it in a plastic bag and segregate it for a while if you can't wash it.
Even if it has the brand new tags on it from the store it was from, we still recommend that you wash it anyway, just because you never really know where that garment has been before it's come to us.
Halloween can be a sort of haunted, scary kind of fun.
In the cauldron boil and bake.
But watch out for those creepy, crawly critters that could leave you screaming in a serious kind of way. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Savers employees have another safety tip. When you're picking out a costume, make sure it's not too long. They see a lot of people making that mistake, and it causes kids to trip and fall, especially when it's dark outside. A former Fargo police officer wants his job back, and he's taking his case to the Fargo City Commission. David Belke was fired for breaking rules of misconduct. He lost his appeal to the city's Civil Service Commission last month. Belke's attorney, Mark Fries, says there's an appearance that due process was not given to Belke. He was a 15-year veteran of the police department. His termination followed a lengthy internal investigation by the police. Fargo City Commissioner Dave Pepcorn is calling for property tax reform in the state of North Dakota. During last night's City Commission meeting, Pepcorn asked for a chance to talk about property taxes, adding that it's time for the people of North Dakota to force change in the state's property tax system.
So the legislature hasn't been able to do it, reform property taxes. I believe that a citizen-led group, if we listen to everybody and come up with a good idea, I believe it will pass.
North Dakota allows voters to put issues directly on the ballot. Later on Valley News Live at 6, how a school district is trying to promote a better self-image among its students. Up next, expanding medical marijuana in Minnesota. What conditions and diseases may be added?